afternoon. My name is Rachel Coleman. Today, I'll be presenting the Supreme Court case of the Vernonia School District versus Acton. This case was decided on June 26, 1995. I'll be discussing the background of the case, the facts of the case, constitution of this case is centered on the ruling, and how this case's ruling impacts today's students. The background of the case is the Vernonia School District had a drug problem going more and more severe. An official investigation revealed that student athletes were also participating in illegal drug use. The school district feared that legal drug use among school athletes would cause an increased rate of sports-related injuries. They adopted a new school drug policy. Under this new policy, student athletes were subject to random reality drug tests in order to participate in school-related sports activities. The facts of the case are that James Acton, a student athlete, refused to participate in the drug test. As a result, he was denied access to participate in his school's football sports program. Acton and his parents sued the school in the federal court. The federal court denied them a hearing. They appealed to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals reversed the federal court's ruling. As a result, they were allowed a hearing with the Supreme Court. The constitutional amendment this case is centered on is the Fourth Amendment. The question before the Supreme Court was, does random drug testing of high school athletes violate the reasonable search and seizure clause of the Fourth Amendment? The decision and ruling of this case is that no. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court sided with the school district. This ruling occurred for a variety of reasons. One reason is that high school students in school are under state supervision. As a result, they can be legally subject to greater control measures than free adults. Also, because urine samples were given in public restrooms, they were no longer private property. Also, the school took measures to protect the students' privacy. The urine samples were only viewed by limited authority. This made all of the measures of the new drug policy of the school completely legal. The impact of this case is very far-reaching. This case set precedents for other cases involving the Fourth Amendment rights of students. It answers the question of how far does the students' constitutional rights trump the school's authority. There are also similar cases to this one. One case is New Jersey versus TLO. Both cases were centered around search and seizure involving drugs, or the suspicion of a student involved in drugs. And both cases ended in the Supreme Court siding with the school because both of the searches and seizures of these students was found to be reasonable.